today I wanted to talk about movies to watch this Halloween. Let me clarify the title really quickly. During this holiday season, I knew I wasn't going to be able to do all the things that I normally do. I just have a lot going on right now. So I wanted to at least set aside 2 hours a day to where I could watch a horror film that I wanted to watch. So during October, I'm only going to be watching horror movies that I have never seen before. And so that's what this video is. I'm going to be doing one every week. There's going to be 31 movies that I've never seen before. And I really want you guys to join in with me. I think it would be fun. We could talk about it in the comments of the video or of the movies that we've seen, what we liked, what we didn't, and just have like a big list of good horror films to watch. So anyways, these are the 7 movies that I watched this week. These ones just happen to be all on Shudder, but I will skip around and watch, movies on HBO Max and Hulu and everything. These are movies that were either on my to watch list, and they have been for a really long time, or they're movies that I just turned on the streaming service and I was like, this looks fun. So let's start with the first movie I watched. This was 1982's Basket Case. I have been wanting to watch this movie for a very long time, but I just never got around to it, and I'm really excited that I got to see it finally this October. So this one is, oh man, is it an 80s horror film. Just awful acting. Some of the acting in this movie is just horrible. It has that wonderful synthy 80s soundtrack to it. It's a movie about conjoined twins that were separated from each other without their consent, and the one carries the other one. He's kind of just like a blob with arms and legs and a need to kill. He carries him in a basket with him, and they go around to try to kill all the doctors that had separated them against their will when they were younger. It's pretty bloody and pretty fun, and I didn't expect this movie to have the scene where they actually were separated. This movie was just fun. The acting was horrible. If you're in the mood for some campy 80s film, definitely turn this one on. It's fun. It's one to just sit back and laugh with your friends. I'm also ranking these just based on the other movies that I watched. This one I gave a 4 out of 5. Really fun. Next we have Here Comes Hell. This is a 2019 horror film. However, it's supposed to take place in like a 1930s dinner party type of movie. It's filmed in black and white, and they have like an intro being like, oh, watch at your own risk, like a lot of older horror films do. The one that comes to mind is Frankenstein. I'm definitely no expert on the 1930s by any means, but I really did enjoy some of the things that they had. Like they had a driving scene with the green screen behind them. I really enjoyed the music and the use of shadow and lighting. I really enjoyed the beginning of the film a lot, and then it gets weird. So it's about friends that meet at their rich friend's new mansion that he bought. It's dilapidated and kind of falling apart, but the previous owner was a man named Ichabod, who was an occultist and who had tried to reach the other side. And so the owner of the house really wants to have a seance and raise the spirit of Ichabod. So the seance scene is actually pretty creepy, but there is a lot of humor in this movie as well. And after the seance, it turns into pretty much like an Evil Dead movie. Like it just gets so ridiculous. For example, the psychic bites the finger of one of the guys, and then his hand turns into a T-Rex. My issue with this film was that it started off and I thought it was going to be like a serious film. The acting is, the characters are silly and things like that. But I didn't think, like with the seance scene, it seemed like it was going to be serious. And then it just got more absurd as the time passed. So if I would have known from the beginning, I don't think I would have minded as much. But I thought that it was supposed to be serious, and then we just were watching Evil Dead, and I'm like, what did I get into? If you like campy, low-budget horror and you love Evil Dead, then maybe give this one a try. Do I regret watching it? No. Do I wish that I knew what it was going into it? Yes. So this one I gave a 2 out of 5. It really seemed like a group of student filmers that got together and created a fun kind of like homage to older horror films. So it wasn't horrible by any means, and a lot of people really did like it, but I wish I would have like read the reviews and found out what it was about before going into it. So the next movie that I watched was The Mummy. This is the 1959 The Mummy, and if you guys watch my video a few videos ago, I really am just craving good mummy kill archaeologist type of film, and so that's why I wanted to watch another mummy movie. This one was about a group of archaeologists that go to find a tomb. I mean, a lot of them are very similar, but they go to find this tomb of this priestess, and one of the men is in there. He like removes a booby trap and accidentally lets out a mummy that he didn't know that was going to be in there. He goes mad, goes to a psychiatric facility, and kind of nobody believes him that a mummy is after him. It's very similar to the first Mummy movie. He reads the scroll and the mummy's trying to resurrect his priestess, and he was caught trying to resurrect her when they were alive, and that's why he was put in the tomb. It's pretty much the same old story, but there are a lot of cool scenes in this, and I really liked the scene where the mummy is resurrected, and I really liked that you got to see the ritual after the priestess passed away, and you also got to see the procession that followed, so you got to see how long it lasted, and also the death of her maidens and slaves who had brought her to her final resting place to ensure that nobody found the tomb. So kind of the same story as usual, a forbidden love, the boyfriend tries to resurrect the girlfriend, and that's kind of it. But it was a lot more like, ugh, mummy. He was definitely a wrapped mummy who fell in mud, so he's like a crusty, muddy mummy. But it was still fun. I enjoyed this one, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5. So next up we have Kill Baby Kill. This is a 1965 movie, and it was directed by Mario Bava, who is a huge Italian filmmaker. I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you're into like older horror film or foreign films or Italian horror films, then I'm sure you guys have heard of him. But this one starts with a woman jumping on stakes while screaming like, no, 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 like a fence with stakes in it, while screaming, no, no, so it's like somebody is making her do it. Then there's this creepy ass kid laughter after it. These shots are really cool. This whole scene is really cool. The set design is fantastic. The cemetery, the mortuary, the entire town, the streets, the fog. It's so amazing. It's also dubbed over because it's obviously an Italian film. However, it's one of the best dubbed movies that I've ever seen. A lot of the times dubbing kind of distracts you from the film, but this one I could like barely tell, and maybe because I have horrible eyesight and I watch it on the TV, but this dubbing did not bother me at all. So there's a doctor that comes to perform the autopsy of the woman who fell on the stakes. There are people in town who do not want it done, but he ends up doing it anyways. He finds that there is a coin in her heart, placed in her heart, and he's just trying to figure out what the hell is going on in the town. It turns out that there's a curse on the town. If they aren't buried in time, their souls will turn into remorseless ghosts. So there's a lot of these really fun zoom shots where it's just, you know, yeah, it's just a normal shot. No, it's not, it's really zoomed in. And then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, no, okay, we're going back to a normal shot. Just kidding, it's really zoomed in. So these were just hilarious to me. They really made me laugh. But most of the scenes and everything, like this movie was really freaking awesome. This is my type of horror movie. I'm telling you, it's old, it's atmospheric, it's creepy, it's fun, the fog in the streets, the unique plot line. It's about a woman with a mysterious past, a child's unfortunate death, a curse over an entire town. It's so intricate and everything's there for a reason. The writing's fantastic. I'm telling you, this movie is so good. I gave this one a 5 out of 5. This is my type of horror film. So then I saw that they had Black Sunday on Shudder, which is also known as The Mask of Satan. This, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is Mario Bava's most famous horror film. And so I was like, well, I gotta watch this one. Loved Kill Baby Kill. Let's dive into Black Sunday. The opening scene of this is just fantastic. It shows a brother who has kind of forced his sister to death because she's been practicing witchcraft and just being not a nice person. And so what they end up doing is they take this mask of Satan, which has spikes in it, and they put it on her face and they hammer it to her head, and you see everything. And that scene is, oh, it's so good. It is worth watching the whole movie, I think, just for that opening scene. It's really cool. So after the brother condemns his sister to death, they put her in a coffin with a glass window so that she can always not look, she's dead, but there's a cross. So I guess it's supposed to be in case she ever came back from the dead, she wouldn't be able to move because the cross is sitting there. But these dumbass travelers come by and they're professors, and one of them accidentally breaks it. He ends up breaking the glass and taking the mask off, thus releasing her spirit. She resurrects her friends to wreak havoc on the town. And really the whole time they're just trying to find a girl that looks like her, that's like a descendant or a reincarnation or something, so that she can actually go into another body. This one, however, it has really cool shots of her in the coffin, her eyes coming back to life, or like, you know, bugs crawling in her face, or the holes in her skin. The makeup's really cool, the sets are cool, you know, you have the cemetery and the manor and all of that, hidden passageways and all sorts of things, but it is much slower than Kill Baby Kill. And you think like, oh, it's about a witch, that's cool, but the witch is just, how I just hit my head, the witch is just lying in her casket all of the movie, and so it's not really that much about the witch, it's more about her like influence on the town and on people and stuff, but she doesn't really do anything, so it's not really occulty or witchy except for the beginning and end. The plot is very simple, very straightforward. Kill Baby Kill, the plot is much more intricate, so I actually, oh, am I gonna piss off a lot of Mario Bava fans out there? Probably. I prefer Kill Baby Kill. This one I gave a 4.5 out of 5, so I still liked it. Definitely one of the better films that I watched this week, but it was not my favorite. Surprisingly, I loved Kill Baby Kill a lot more. That movie just killed it for me. So anyways, those are the horror movies that I watched this week. I'm filming this one a day early, so I think one will be added to next week's films. But let me know if this is a video that you guys would like to see each week. Let me know what horror films that you guys have watched this month that you've just absolutely loved. My recommendation for this week, Kill Baby Kill. Watch it on Shudder. Let me know how you feel about it. If you love older films, Italian horror, I think that you'll absolutely love this one. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow again with another horror video. Bye, guys.